Okay, Toaster, we are full on into training camp now, which is just awesome. Uh, Seeing camp highlights, as lame as it is, from journalists' phones standing 30 yards away, uh, gets me amped. I don't know why. But one of the biggest things that is really going on with a lot of NFL teams this year, more than I think is usual, really, is quarterback battles. And a lot of those are related to rookie quarterbacks. You know, you've got Cam Newton and Mac Jones. You've got Andy Dalton, Justin Fields, and then Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance. But a lot of other quarterback movement throughout the offseason has created competitions as well, like Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. You've also got Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is the presumed starter, but Taylor Heineke might get involved there as well. So we'll see. Of all of these QB battles, which one stands out to you as the most intriguing?
I mean, you left out the rookie that's had the most impact on the QB battle right now. There's only one rookie that has taken all of the team one reps away from Kirk Cousins, and that was Kellen Mond.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You know what? We'll get right into that. So for anyone that doesn't know, Kellen Mond, the third round pick of the Vikings from Texas A&M, tested positive for COVID. The other quarterbacks in the room, Kirk Cousins included, who is a known anti-vaxxer, are all, were deemed close contacts and basically all had to sit out practice the other day. And they had one quarterback that was able to practice, and that was I can't even think of his name now.
Bateman,
Browning,
I think. Browning, yeah, Browning. Not Justin Bateman, but I mean, put an actor in there at this point because the reps aren't meaningful at this point. And it's going to be interesting to see because I think the protocol is for unvaccinated. It's a 10-day mandatory sit out to see what happens. So they may not have Kirk Cousins back for 10 days at this point.
Yeah. And I thought we got to see the way that the Bills handled the Cole Beasley anti-vaccination thing on social media and allowing him to speak and even promoting his media session with their Twitter account that day. I think the way the Vikings handled it was, it was exactly the opposite, honestly. The way Zimmer, the way Zimmer spoke about it, he was clearly frustrated. They've already had to reassign one of their coaches who refused to get the vaccine. And he basically went on to say, this is exactly why people should get vaccinated. He praised Browning, saying that he's available. And that's important in a team sport, which is a hell of a thing to say. I mean, he obviously isn't going to come out and publicly bash Kirk Cousins, but I think we can read between the lines here a little bit. And if this were to happen in week 15 or something, and they're vying for a playoff spot,
they were going to throw a 7th round draft pick at Kendall Hinton. Just be like, okay, you played quarterback last year. Let's just get you on the roster, JIC. That's what we've been saying. It's all about risk and to Zimmer's point, availability. If you're not available to the team, then you're not a resource for the team.
And the Vikings are paying, we've talked about, Kirk Cousins a lot of fucking money, guaranteed money. And to put himself is one thing, but to put teammates and the overall win-loss record and success of the team at risk by not getting vaccinated and having to go through this stuff. I understand Zimmer's frustration. This is going to be public enemy number one for every single NFL team. And a lot of teams are dealing with people that have been put on the COVID list so far. Washington football team is one, especially, that's been hit hard. And they've got one of the lowest vaccination rates in the league.
Which is so sad because Rivera's going through, he's a chemotherapy patient, like he's immunocompromised. That isn't enough to get his team to rally behind him and just say, I don't care what this vaccine is going to do to me, but I don't want my lack of vaccine to affect you. It's It's insane. But the Vikings, circling back, they need to attack this window. I mean, obviously Rodgers is back at this point, but it's still 7 teams making the playoffs, and they've got a chance to make a run. And losing this preseason rep is an opportunity missed, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think this particular outbreak was contained to the quarterback room, right, as far as who are deemed close contacts. But quarterbacks, will deal with they deal with the whole offense, right? They are central to the whole offense. And if something happens and Justin Jefferson is a close contact or Dalvin Cook is a close contact, you're fucked. You are absolutely fucked if for 1 week or for 10 days even, which could include 2 games, depending on how scheduled.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Raven. Yeah. I mean, that would be absolutely detrimental. And I mean, I guess they're working through it early enough in camp, and maybe this scares guys into getting the vaccine. I don't know what Kellen Mond's. I don't know if we're aware of his vaccination status, and obviously we do know, especially with the Delta variant now, that a lot of people that are vaccinated are still contracting it. So I guess that's one element of it that you can't really avoid to some degree. But if Kellen Mond is not vaccinated, he would be very smart to just go ahead and get it now, because
it's been shocking to me that any rookie would choose to not get the vaccine, because this is your opportunity to make a name for yourself. You've got a very, very short window to compete, and you need to do everything in your realm of possibility to keep yourself available to get those reps.
Well, we don't have to keep harping on it, but it's a very easy thing to do to eliminate that risk for yourself. And if you're a young player, if you're a backup, if you're a fringe roster guy, it shouldn't even be a consideration. It's just risk. It's financial and professional risk assessment.
Walmart's mandating the fucking vaccine at this point. So the NFL can say that they're not mandating the vaccine, but it's very clear that you are going to be better off in society by getting that vaccine rather than not.
Yeah. Well, regardless, I think that is
I'm
a great
Walmart
call
guy,
out.
Not a Target guy. Sorry.
Oh yeah, trust me.
I can save 20 cents on my kicks, and
yeah, you'll spend $10 on a pair of shoes. That for anyone that is not aware, Toaster here is very cheap. And I say that lovingly.
Frugal.
Yeah.
Know the value.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's why I don't give running backs second contracts.
Boom. There you go. Nick Chubb, though. Congrats.
I mean, he gives me a minor Chubb. I'm not going to lie. No, I think
good.
I mean, it's still under 29 by the time he's a free agent again. So not a terrible contract to hand out for the Browns.
Yeah, $20 million guaranteed. Essentially, if they decide to move on from him after next year, it's not the worst thing in the world. $10 million a year for a running back, that's that good. It just becomes complicated when they're trying to figure out what to do with Baker Mayfield and his contract. And once you have to pay him the kind of money that it looks like they're probably going to have to pay him, paying a running back that much, it just hurts you. It's just unnecessary. But he is good. I agree with you, though, that second contract for a running back is always, it's a little tough.